Reflections from Torch Trust, focusing on Christian faith and sight loss.
Hello and a warm welcome to Reflections, the show from Torch Trust that focuses on faith and disability in today's world. I'm your host, Marilyn Baker, and I'm so happy to be with you today. Now, we all feel hurt sometimes, don't we? Whether it be physical, mental or emotional. Some pain lasts for only a short time, like stubbing a toe or getting a paper cut, but both can be horrible in the moment. But they don't usually cause us any lasting damage, thankfully. But some hurts go a lot deeper. Some affect our very souls and keep us trapped emotionally. My guest today, a very dear friend of mine, has written a wonderful book about how we can all experience inner transformation and healing from life's hurts with God's loving help. Tracey, who regular listeners may know as my friend and ministry partner, is a gifted author, and she's here now to chat about her book, Unashamed. What inspired you to write Unashamed, Tracey?
It was realising that I'd come on quite a journey of healing from very difficult things in my life. I'd had a difficult childhood, but after I put my faith in God when I was 18, He started me on this journey of realising there were certain things I needed to do to become more whole, like accepting myself instead of thinking of myself as rubbish and things like that. And I felt this sense of inspiration and desire to help others discover those truths too.
How long did it take you to do it? Did you find the ideas changed as you went along?
Yes, it took me about 2 years to write it. And I had to have extensions twice from the publisher because actually it was quite a hard book to write. And hard because I was having to face things in my life that I kind of put away. And I didn't really want to go back and look at those things again. But in order to write it, I needed to. And the theme of it did change a bit, yes, because I realised I wanted to focus much more on what the Lord does to bring that healing, rather than just focusing on the pain and things like that.
So, Unashamed is an interesting title, and you start with a poem you wrote about yourself, which has a very poignant phrase in it. I cannot seem to think of me without apology. Well, what happened to make you feel like that about yourself, Trace?
There were lots of different things that happened, but a primary thing was that I had very negative words spoken over me. At school, children would bully me and shout names after me. Teachers would express a lot of exasperation. This was because I had become deaf when I was 2 through a serious illness, but the deafness wasn't discovered until I was 12, so I was generally thought to be slow learning. That pattern continued at home as well, especially after I had a stepfather come into my life. And he seemed to delight in shouting very negative things over me all the time. So I came to believe that I was rubbish, that I had no potential, that even in a sense that I shouldn't have been born because that was shouted over me so much. And so that was why that phrase came into being, about thinking of myself as an apology.
Well, that's a very sad thing indeed. And many people do live with a sense of shame today, don't they? Feelings of unworthiness. How do you define shame?
I always think of shame as that sense of I am kind of bad. I am a failure. If it's just guilt, you might say I have failed. I have messed up. But shame is that deeper message when it actually becomes your identity. So I am bad is how I kind of define shame.
So what does it mean then to be unashamed in life?
To me, the heart of it is to move from that place of feeling in the depth of my being I am bad, to knowing rather that I am beloved. That's a bit of an old-fashioned word maybe, but it's that deep sense I am loved, I am wanted, I matter.
I mean, do you feel you've reached that stage in your own life yet? Do you know that you are beloved?
Well, the most amazing thing is that yes, I can say I do believe I do. And it's God that's brought that change about, and it's so wonderful that He can do that when we've been badly hurt in life. I'm not saying that life is always rosy, that I never have problems. I go up and down like any of us do. But it seems that something different has happened right at the core of me, and that I am a message. I am bad. Really has changed to that knowing that I am loved. I am beloved.
I mean, that's a wonderful change, isn't it? And it's a wonderful concept that we can live like that. How do you think people can get to that point, really?
To me, as a Christian, I would say that the most important thing is that we can all find faith in God who loves us. And there are, I know, many faiths, but it's only in the Christian faith that we know that Jesus himself went to the cross to take all those things that kind of cripple us inside, the sense of guilt, the sense of shame, the deep wounds of hurt and fear. He took everything that we could step into a new way of living and thinking about ourselves. And I mean, in life, there's lots of self-help things you can do. There's mindfulness that lots of people practice. And there's all sorts of different ways that you can try and get well, and many of them are very effective. But to have that actual deep heart change right at the core of our beings, I believe that every person needs to have that sense of just accepting that they're loved by God.
And to have a relationship with him, to know that they are loved, and to listen in their heart to his words of affirmation as they read the Bible. I think this is a wonderful thing that can happen to us. So who did you write Unashamed for? Is it going to help everybody?
Yes, in a sense, I do believe it will be a help to everybody. I mean, some may say, oh, this is a book just for those who have deep hurt or brokenness in their lives. And it will help people in that way. But I believe that in a way we all struggle. We might have a wonderful life, but then lose someone that we love dearly and suddenly hit by depression. We might have had a perfect childhood, but then come into difficulties in our adulthood. And so, in a sense, for everyone, there needs to be that kind of realization that help is possible when we're going through difficult times. And also, there's many of us that would love to know that we can help other people. We'd love to draw alongside our friends or people that we're aware of that are hurting. And I believe this book can give you tools to know how to help those as well as receive that help yourself.
So it's not just for those who are struggling, but it's for people who want to help others know their intrinsic value, isn't it? What would you like the readers to take away from the book then?
Again, that message that I said at the beginning, sometimes in life, in our society, especially in the West, the emphasis is so much on what we achieve that we've got to go up the career ladder, that we've got to have a perfect relationship or have children. There's different things that are set as the ideal goals. And if we don't achieve those things, if life hits us in difficult ways, we can feel, what's life all about? I'd like the reader to take away that sense that we all intrinsically matter, that we are loved with a love that will never turn its back on us, by God, And knowing that love can turn our lives around where we don't have to achieve society's goals. But we can have that deep sense of fulfilling the things that are intrinsic to who we are. And I'd love the readers to know that joy and wholeness.
Well, we're excited to tell you that Torch have produced Unashamed, and we'll be telling you the details of how to get it later. And in fact, Tracy has been given her own large print copy, so you can read from it yourself, can't you, Trace? Because you're also visually impaired, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I was registered as severely sight impaired. And I can see around, but I don't see the detail. And whereas I used to read any size prints, I can no longer read my own books, which is a little bit ironic. And so Torch has done it for me in giant prints.
Giant print. So it's a real joy that you can read your own book. Well, we wish you all the very best with this book, and we hope and pray that it will really be a very great blessing to everyone who reads it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. It's been lovely to be with you.
Well, I'm sorry to say that we're all out of time for this week. I do hope you've enjoyed our conversation with Tracy today. Perhaps we might have inspired you to try letting go of past hurts and shame and embracing the power of God's love to move forward in faith and joy. To learn more about Tracy's book, Unashamed, you can visit www.mbm-ministries.org. That's www.mbm-ministries.org. For accessible copies of Tracy's books, including Unashamed, please contact Torch Trust. Torch has Unashamed in Braille and various sizes of large print. You can call 01858 438 260. That's 01858 438 260, or email info@torchtrust.org. You can visit our online shop at torchtrust.org. Until next week, from me, Marilyn, and everyone on the Reflections team, goodbye and God bless.
You've been listening to Reflections from Torch Trust.